What's up guys, today we're going to be doing the review of the Gundam GP01 FB Full Burn-In Gundam. Right off the bat, I actually really like the way this Gundam looks. If you like the way it looks as well, you should probably grab it. I'm going to go over a bunch of the gripes that I have with this kit. It is a little bit more of one of those, you just kind of pose it and leave it there. Not because it's super unstable, but there are some parts that are a little bit unstable that I'll go through. But other than that, it's a really cool kit. It looks really good. The build is not too bad. It's actually not as complicated as you would think with a real grade, in my opinion. There's obviously the little bits and pieces like all real grades have, but it's not too bad. Let's just start with some articulation, I guess, and then we'll go over some of the gripes after that. So he can turn his head full 180. You got your back and forth, and then you got your arms going all the way around. So this joint I think is a little stiff, which I don't mind. I like that. Better for posing, and he's got a good shoulder mobility there. Good shoulder mobility here as well. If you want to bring the shoulder all the way up front there, I like that a lot. If you want him to bring his shoulder across his chest a little bit. It does look a little bit weird with the space there sometimes, but you know, from afar you don't really notice it, so it's not that big of a deal. I prefer it like this for more articulation options. And then you got a full bend at the bicep there, obviously. Classic real grade, good elbows there. And then you got the ball joint there at the wrist. Something you'll notice later with this elbow that I've noticed was when he has the shield on, sometimes it falls, sometimes it's a little weak there. So just as an example right now, the shield is a little heavy for the arm. So if I want it up here, you see it slowly kind of falls down. So the elbow joint is a little weak at times. I mean, it's staying there. I don't know if you'd want that posed like that, but if I want it kind of just here, see the elbow just kind of drops. So the elbow joint is a little weak, I would say, if you want him to hold the shield. I mean, I guess you could do, yeah, kind of weak there as well. What if I do use the shoulder joint more? That's a little better. The shoulder joint's really good. The elbow joint can be a little weak. And then we have a little bit of side to side there, but it's, I don't know if that's really meant for, I mean, yeah, that's pretty good side to side, I think, right? Got some ab crunch there. I know that a lot of people talk about the stability in the torso, in the chest area. And I would tend to agree that there is some instability there based on all this parts going on there, because this is one of those transformable units. Like I've said in my other videos, I don't transform my Gundams. I bought this guy to be in this form. I didn't buy him to be in the plane form or the ship form. So there are some instability issues in the chest there, but we'll go over that later. Let's do the splits there. Really good splits there. Front to back splits, and then we'll try the side splits. He definitely has those. His right leg on mine is a little bit stiff for some reason, but you could see that joint there can totally do it. It's just my right leg's a little stiff for some reason, but he's got pretty good side to side splits there. Full bend at the knee, and his ankles are not actually that great, so there's not much tilt going on here. If you want him to do like a wide stance, he can't really do anything there very much, right? So that part is kind of annoying. And even worse is he can't really bring his foot back. And I don't know if that's just me or not, but I've noticed that I can't really move this much at all, right? I can do this, but I can't really move his whole foot back. If I want him to do a stance like that, I can't move his toe there. You got some articulation in the boosters there. I like these a lot. Flap there. So that's pretty much most of the articulation from what you'd expect. Pretty good articulation. There are some weak points. But let's go over some of the gripes. So the biggest gripe that I hear a lot is the chest stability, and that is true. So this, when you're posing, will come off a lot. And the reason why they have this is so you can, like a little gimmick thing, is you can slide these out. So this part actually comes off of this as well. Like this blue part will come off the white part. But I glued it down because it was just so loose and it kept coming off. So I glued my blue part down. When I want to pull these out, I just take my tweezers and I pull these out. Because usually what you would do is take this blue part off, and then there's a knob there you would slide forward and bring these out. And then you could pop the yellow parts out in here, and then they'll come through. So these are actually really loose, so my right one always comes out really easily. Of course, now that it's on camera, it'll just stay there. But these come out relatively easy when you're posing him. So if you want him in this mode with these yellow pieces in, I don't know what your solution is. Maybe put a little bit of super glue on them or something, but I plan to pose him with these off. So you just fit him on like that. So yeah, his chest is kind of like, you know, if I try to move his shoulder like this, the chest piece will come off, the whole torso will come off. So there is some instability there. It's not like the biggest issue, but it is a little annoying when you're playing with him. So again, this is probably more of one of those, you pose him and you just kind of leave him there. And then the other gimmick is you can pull these boosters out too. There's a better way to do it, but I just prefer doing this because it's the easiest way for me. You're supposed to actually use this piece and pull it in and out like that, but I don't always get it. And then again, yeah, the elbow sometimes is a little weak, so that's another gripe. And then some pieces come off a lot, so like the knees I super glued on, so this knee armor piece comes off a lot. Also this piece, the side of this gray piece comes off a lot too, so I super glued that as well. And then these toe pieces come off when you're playing with him. So there's, see, this is separation between this piece and this piece. This piece falls off a lot as well, so I super glued that as well. But those are just things that you'll find when you build him and play with him yourself. And so they're not actually that big of a deal once you do that. And like now that I've done all those things, I mean, that sounds like a lot, but it's not. But now that I've done all those things, he's pretty good. Like, I don't mind him at all. Again, his chest is not like super stable, but I mean, once you pose him and leave him there, like, he's fine. The other thing is I like the details of the panel lining. So aesthetically, this is all just Gundam marker, by the way. So this isn't like any special kind of panel lining. I just use a Gundam marker, sloppily fill it in, and then just wipe it off with like a tissue or a Q-tip or something like that. And so if you like all the options for details that he has for panel lining and stuff like that, then this is definitely a good kit to have. There's actually not that many decals. I didn't put all of them on, so I actually left all these decals off because they're probably mostly in the back. But I put in pretty much all the decals in the front. I put in all the decals on the front of him, I think, and most of the ones on the side. I like this kit a lot. I know, like, I went over a bunch of gripes there, but past the super glue and all that stuff, like, he's a really good kit. Let's go over all the accessories you get. So all the stuff you get the gun, which I really like, the beam rifle, and it comes with this little laser piece there. And then you get the shield, and the shield comes with this hand that's just attached to the handle, so it's just one piece. Like, this is just one piece aside from the armor on the fist or whatever. I actually personally hate this thing that comes on the MK2 as well. Like, this piece sucks balls. So when I try to plug this in, it just doesn't really stay. Like, if I want it to be stable there, see, it just comes off. Like, I'm trying to get it into this pose, or if I just want the shield to be on the side there. I don't know what it is, Oh. See, like, it's just so finicky. Like, I hate, like, the MK2 had this. I don't know what other Real Grades had this, but this piece is just stupid. Like, I really hate this piece on the shield to make it stay on his forearm. Like, I wish there was just a peg coming out of the shield that I could just shove into that part of his forearm there. But they had to give you, like, this stupid piece that just doesn't even work, right? Like, again, I'll show you. Me trying to put it in there. You can tell I'm so impatient with this because it just doesn't work. But right, like I just don't get it. I don't understand this thing. Like, I don't understand why they made this thing. It's just, like, unnecessary. You can just use this if you want him to hold it, but he kind of looks awkward holding it, in my opinion, because it's so far off. But I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's kind of weird because it's kind of a weird way to hold the shield. There's just so much space between there. And again, the elbow, right? The shield's a little too heavy there for him to hold it up. So that's kind of annoying. You get the 2 beam sabers, and then you get these ammo things that go on the back of the gun and the back of the shield. And you get the hands, so you get 2 Real Grade hands, obviously, the classic, 2 classic Real Grade hands with these little joints in there for the thumbs and the pointer finger. You get 1 shooty hand on the right hand, and you get 2 of these fist hands. So a total of 2, 4, 5. You get 5, I guess 6 hands if you include this hand. So there's actually not a lot of accessories, but I mean, I'm probably gonna pose him just with the shield and the beam rifle. So other than that, aesthetically, this is a very good kit. I'm planning to do a tier list for Real Grades once I've done enough Real Grades. I've already done a decent amount of Real Grades, but I want to do a few more Real Grades, and then I'm going to do a tier list. I did a tier list for all the high grades I've built as well, so you might want to check that one out if you like the 144 scale Gundams. I only collect 144 scale Gundams, so if there's any other Gundams that you want me to review, please send me a message on Instagram or on YouTube, and I will try my best to get my hands on those kits. I like P-Bandai kits. I can try to get my hands on those as well. I'm probably not going to spend, you know, a ton of money on them, though. I'm not going to buy, like, the $100 to $200 kits, even though I've already done that for a few, but I'm only going to buy ones that I like. And so, yeah, that pretty much does it for me. If you are looking to grab any Gundams of your own, check out Show Me What You Bought. His website is ibuildrobots.ca. Don't forget to use my promo code KurtDC12 if you do go to ibuildrobots.ca, and it'll get you probably 12% off, I think. Obviously, that's why it's KurtDC12, so don't forget to use that promo code at ibuildrobots.ca, and I will catch you guys in the next video.